Hey guys, welcome to the Lamix Lab. Today we're going to be looking at one question, one thing that you should never say in a game, or actually you should never say it in real life. You should never say this thing ever. And what that thing is the question of why. Now when people ask you why in a game, it's usually something like this. So, you'd be in bot lane and then your support will go in for a fight. You consensually go into the fight, so you're following him and you're fighting your best and stuff. Now when both of you die, if this AD carry is this type of person, immediately he'll say to you, why did you start the fight? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So really he doesn't want to know why, but he's frustrated and he's taking it out on other people. What I've found is it's mainly a frustration with yourself, because you know you could have played it better, but now you're just looking for anything to blame. So usually the AD carry himself, he could have positioned himself better, he could have aimed maybe for a better target, stuff like that. So there's always something that that person could have did himself, and more than likely he's realized it, but he's like so frustrated with himself that he's just gonna look for anything and anyone to blame. So what happens when someone gets asked why? When you ask someone why in this manner, straight away you put them on the defensive. They feel like they're getting attacked. They feel like you're getting a sword and you're pointing it at their chest and you are willing to strike at any time. Why did you color my shoes blue? I colored them blue because I wanted them to look like the ocean. Because when I look at the ocean, it reminds me of like a dolphin that's swimming all the way in the river. So as you can see, when I was asked why I colored it blue, I felt like I had to explain myself. I felt defensive. I felt like I had to defend my reasons why. And this is really bad in a game setting, because asking why leads to arguments. This guy's going to start now explaining, and he's going to, or he could turn around and say, oh, well you did that bad play yourself, so you suck, so why are you asking me why, blah blah blah. And a whole game can be lost just because of this, just because you asked why. Whole game gone kaboom. How many games have been lost because of this word? Because of this why word? So many damn games. Alright, so we got this problem with this why word, but how do we solve it? What is the solution here? Well, you guys have come to the right place, because I believe that it's all about personal responsibility. You have to take ownership of the crap that happens to you. Alright, so if that scenario happens and you and your AD carry go for you and your support, rather, you go for the fight, and then you fight, and then you die. Focus on what you could have did better. Maybe you screwed up, you flashed badly, whatever, any of those reasons. So focus on yourself. Don't even look at your support at all. Do not ask him why or anything. You agreed to it because you never pinged him or anything. You agreed to this, you went in, you screwed up. And this is like advice from like so many YouTubers as well, is that focus on yourself, and that's like a really good way to improve as well. So just check out what you did wrong and own it. Take responsibility for what you did and what you could do better. Another thing is you've just got to move on. Like, don't make the guy write you an essay on why he did something and then lose the game for yourself. Because when you ask someone why, you could lose the whole game from this, like, no joke, no exaggeration at all. Because if you ask him why, then you get into an argument. You might have this back and forth. You see it, like, people start AFKing and just stand there in lane as Zed comes and kills them, whatever. It's like, oh, I died because I was typing. Like, you will seriously ruin the game because you're making, like, now you're typing and he's typing, like, your cases, trying to, like, prove each other wrong or whatever. Distracting each other from the game. And another thing is, you have those people that, if they get blamed for anything, they're so fragile that they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna AFK now, like, try win this game without me. Or they could start trolling or feeding, and like it's happened in so many games that I've been in. So like no doubt it's happening to everyone. And this asking why in this context is like so bad, because I've also seen it in the real world. I mean, it also exists in the real world. For example, someone I may have did this when I was younger and it's stupid, but like you'll want to wake up, so you'll ask a family member to wake you up, or maybe you won't even ask them, and you don't set any alarm for yourself or anything. So then when you don't wake up on the time you wanted, you start blaming everyone. Why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you wake me up? You know I like to wake up this time. Why didn't you? See how you put the blame on someone else? But aren't you an adult? Like, why didn't you set an alarm yourself? So, like, again, the same advice goes even for real life. Focus on what you could have did. What could you have done? Put an alarm for yourself. Like, you don't need anyone to help you out and come wake you up personally. So, even if he asks someone to wake him up, it's still his fault. Like, he's responsible for what happens in his life. Hey, that's a good little quote. You are responsible for what happens to you in your life. Alright, so that didn't sound the best, but I think it's very true. So if you guys found this video to be of use to you and of value to you, please hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in another place, another time. Yeah, we're just gonna have a blast, and I'll see you there.